Hey everyone, my name is Ciovia Rivers with the Garfield Park Right to Wellness Collaborative.
I am Denise Turner with the YMCA of Metro Chicago.
And I'm Erin Fisher with Food, Activity, and Nutrition Initiatives at Lurie Children's Hospital.
And we are the local change makers from Garfield Park, Chicago, Illinois. If you're not familiar, Garfield Park is a community located on the west side of Chicago. It's majorly populated with beautiful African American people. The current life expectancy for a Garfield Park resident is 68 years old versus 83 years old for someone living downtown in the Loop. Although Garfield Park is an area that has often been forgotten, it's rich with history, culture, resources, and Garfield Park is filled with many community residents working together to revitalize their neighborhood and to keep it top of mind of everyone in Chicago and beyond. We have all come together to partner for this project with Catalyzing Communities, and we formed a committee of 11 passionate and dedicated residents and professionals who live and or work in the community. This is the list of names of everyone in our committee. We just want to say thank you to all of our community members because without them, none of this work would be possible. For this project, we landed on 3 priority areas: healthy child weights, perceived violence in the community, and Black culture wellness. Black culture wellness it states that the unique, authentic expression of the values and principles self-determined by the Black community will lend to the long-term health and well-being of the Black community. In the circle you see are 10 dimensions of Black culture wellness.
Our committee met in person and virtually over many months to discuss the relationship between Black culture wellness, healthy child weights, and perceived violence in the community. We examined how these variables have changed over time and looked at the different factors that impact and are impacted by them, including mental health, access to healthy food, and violence around stores. During these discussions, the group talked about the ways in which violence in Garfield Park impacts community trust, relationships, and access to essential resources like grocery stores and banks. One committee member said, "A lot of violence that is happening is because there isn't a sense of community. I'm not connected to anyone or anybody, so I don't care if I shoot someone. I'm in a world on my own." The group also talked about how community support can improve relationships and connections, but without it, community connectedness gets worse. Another committee member said, "I think community has always been a part of Black culture, and that inspires how folks interact in the present." Through this process, we created 3 maps that focus on community relationships and resources, eating norms and food retail options, and physical activity, well-being, and community connection. These maps are rooted in community voice that give context and credibility to the patterns they identify and the solutions they propose. As an example, this is one of the final maps we created focused on community relationships and resources, with a focus on community and relationship-based support, community investment, and the cycle of violence and how violence impacts resource availability in the community. We use the finalized versions of the maps to identify meaningful intervention points.
While the maps visually represent factors that influence health and wellness conditions in Garfield Park, they were also a jumping off point to brainstorm actions, research promising practices, and think through what might have the most impact. Hosting community meals emerged as a great way for the stakeholders to take action. Ultimately, the meals touch on many of the issues that were identified throughout the process. They provide an opportunity to connect and rebuild a sense of community, to share a healthy meal together, to have meaningful conversations around what's happening in the Garfield Park community, and to raise awareness about community resources. The stakeholders have hosted 3 community meals so far, and we're really excited about how successful they've been. An average of 35 people have attended each meal. So far, we've introduced the broader community to the project and the community meals concept, facilitated a feedback session on the community grocer initiative, and discussed mental health. We've gotten great feedback, and many participants have suggested topics for the future. The March 2024 meal will focus on National Nutrition Month, and other suggestions have included community cleanup, understanding community resources, and discussing community needs such as new facilities, equitable housing, and paths to employment. Our goal is for the community meals to be an ongoing activity, and there are other great initiatives happening as well to support access to healthy and culturally relevant foods. Many of them are listed on this slide, including hosting pop-up grocery stores and expanding food voucher programs. We're looking forward to meeting you in Chicago's Garfield Park community one day very soon. Until then, we invite you to take a moment to learn more. Feel free to reach out to any of us with questions or to scan the QR codes on the screen to learn more about great initiatives that are currently happening in the community.